sure.
Let's get into it.
The movie you're making me watch today is MacGruber, and we have a guest star, Matthew Davidson. This is Matthew Davidson's favorite movie of all time, MacGruber.
Not of all time, but it's definitely a top comedy in the last decade, I think.
I don't think it's that funny. Schwartz has never seen it before, so
it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper for sure. I'll say that. Maybe not everybody's top comedy, but it's a sleeper comedy.
Okay, cool. Would that be one word? If you had to describe it in one word, would you say sleeper?
Yeah, it'll catch up on you. Don't fall asleep on it.
Jake,
I almost did. My word was ridiculous. This movie's absolutely ridiculous.
I think that's on the poster, actually.
Does it say ridiculous on the poster? It probably does. Yeah.
Irreverent is what it is.
Mine's crazy. Die Hard. Die Hard. If Die Hard was a comedy made by fans of Die Hard.
It's absolutely a montage or an homage to all 80s action.
Yeah.
For sure.
Say Die Hard at all. I think it's disrespectful to Die Hard.
Die Hard is the movie that they modeled it after.
I think it's a lot of 80s action, but
I mean, it was
Die Hard is
MacGyver, the
MacGyver
show.
There's an actual show called MacGyver that they modeled it after.
Well,
that's probably
that's what the name was. That's what the name is modeled after, and the whole thing where he doesn't use guns, but the whole situations he gets into and the craziness of it and the people he deals with was Die Hard was the biggest.
It's MacGyver. What are you talking about? Have you ever watched
MacGyver? Was there a bomb in Die Hard? Was that how the main part of it was?
They were detonated.
The main thing?
It's the action aspect. The action aspect is what's is what Die Hard is giving to it. It's any of those Die Hard, Roadhouse, anything with Van Damme, Steven Seagal, just all Schwarzenegger, Rambo, just any.
What's this movie about?
Any of those ridiculous. It's just a love letter to all 80s action that was over the top, and it's just sort of doing Airplane of that. It's the new age Hot Shots.
Does it have a plot? What's the plot? What that? We get what it is, but what's it about? What is the movie? What happens? Really?
Well,
what the fuck?
Is Davidson on drugs right now? Did he take some
this movie about? He's sipping some fucking Merlot.
He's got some vino.
No, the movie. I'm actually watching it right now as I'm talking to you guys. A second time. I watched it earlier today. This movie is about.
This movie.
It's not meant to be anything serious. It's just like I said, it's a love letter to all that stuff. But the actual storyline is that MacGruber is pulled out of he's supposedly dead, and they pull him out of retirement the way you do Rambo or any of those guys,
right?
And they bring him in, and he's definitely very much it's making fun of MacGyver as well. With that he doesn't use weapons, he's only using tools, he's heating up a thumbtack as if that's a weapon, and
he
cutting
unrolls
bombs with
his thing of tools, and he pulls a thumbtack out of the middle of it.
Yeah,
I love that. Kit. I love that at heart, this story is about two friends that are fighting over a woman. Val Kilmer's doing this whole thing because MacGruber fucked his girlfriend. That's the whole plot of this movie.
Dude,
he becomes a villain because MacGruber
he just keeps trying to kill his girls because he killed his first fiance. Was it the same deal with a fucking missile, and then he tries to kill Kristen Wiig at the end? Spoiler alert, early on. It's just.
But no, I love that when he's explaining it to Ryan Phillippe's character. He's yeah, I don't understand why he doesn't like me. He's I just took his wife who was pregnant with his child, and I made her terminate the child. He's but I don't understand.
The line is terminate it so we can start fresh. That was
right.
I think it was, of course, she agreed.
And Ryan Phillippe was that's fucked up, man. He's I know, right?
Yeah, but MacGruber is so dense, he doesn't get it. He's very stupid. He doesn't get anything that's happening around him. He's stuck in the 80s. He doesn't realize that he's now in the 2000s. It's
But everything works out for him
hilarious,
somehow.
isn't it? That make me laugh.
Yeah, somehow.
Yes, yes, he's a man of luck. If he has any tool, it's luck, because he's not winging it. He's gonna see how it goes.
There's a big difference.
Whatever his line.
So I had never seen any of the MacGruber SNLs either. How many of those
Yeah.
are there? Are there a lot of those?
Probably, I don't know how many, but there's probably at least like a half a dozen maybe. But there's like they're nothing like the movie. Like they basically threw out the SNL sketches and made this movie.
What are the SNL sketches like?
I mean, there's like tastes of this, but it's just like they're quick sketches where it just shows him being a buffoon with whatever the guest host is, and then a bomb explodes. Like,
Well, it sounds
there's a
like
really
this
funny.
movie. That sounds right.
Yeah, it's there's tastes of it. It's
like if
this one
Val
is
Kilmer
like,
was the host of an SNL, this would basically be the long form skit.
but this is like seriously done. Like the action is like everything around MacGruber's like serious, you know, like
Right.
it's just he's an idiot that's like going through this universe. Like
It's like a high budget skit.
the
When he's telling people that he'll fuck them or let them
I mean,
fuck
speaking
him,
of Val Kilmer.
I cry every goddamn time.
Oh yeah.
That shit is so fucking funny. Just
What-
tell me what you want me to fuck.
He goes full retard for that character. That's for sure.
Oh, there was that one scene too where he was like rounding his crew up and he was talking to that guy, Chris Jericho actually, who plays him in the gym, and he's just like he says something about his dick. And he's just like, I love your dick comments. He's like, I love saying them. Well, I love listing them. It's like, and that's why I say them. All about dick comments.
Yeah.
that
Hilarious.
was actually it was improv.
Oh,
That was
wow.
totally improv, and it was one of the few lines that was improv.
That was some
Shocker.
comedic genius right there. Improv. I can't believe
What
it.
did you expect from this movie? What did you expect? You expected to absolutely be blown away by it, or what?
No, I just don't think it's just. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's that funny. I think there's like 4 funny parts in it.
Tell us why you hate
Which
it.
ones?
I like when he blows his whole crew up after he gathers them all
Yeah.
together. I laughed. But I actually wrote down this part here. Oh, I still laugh when
He did that.
when he takes a bite of the celery after he does the
I watched it.
and then he looks, he goes, no, I didn't.
That part
just like
was,
it just cuts to him, and
Oh,
I don't think the celery bit was very funny, but I think that part afterwards when he like takes a bite out of it, I laughed really hard right there.
it was so unexpected though. When he just walks out naked with celery up his ass, it's like you felt like the guards. You're just, what the fuck is going on? What? Huh? You don't see that. You don't see that coming.
I've been listening to like interviews with Forte, and apparently that scene was like on that day his mom and like 2 of her friends came out to visit Will Forte, and they were like, she had to sit there and like sort of, you know, have like a grin on her face and be like, yep, that's my son, as he's like waddling around with like a celery piece in his ass. Like,
Do you think they
making a
storyboarded that
movie.
moment?
I think they
Yeah.
storyboarded a lot in that
Yeah.
movie actually because of how like a bunch of the fucking stunts and shit. That was TACCONE's first film too as a director. The guy from Lonely Island.
apparently the celery thing is like they're watching MacGruber, or no, not MacGruber, right? MacGyver. And there's like a scene where he's collecting all this stuff to make like a bomb or something. You know how he just collects random items, and he collected like a carrot, and then he just like takes a bite out of it for some reason. They just thought that was stupid, and so like it's like that scene. They saw that scene, and then that's how the celery scene happened. So that's a MacGyver. They're throwing MacGyver in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna call
Yeah.
you Monotone
Yeah.
Matt.
It's a simple movie. They did a good
I think
they did a very
the part
simple-
where
Yeah,
he makes
it's not-
her the part where he makes her dress up as him And she's like, why do I have to do it? Why can't you do it? He goes, because you're doing it. Man, I fucking lost it. I was crying when he said that to her.
In the next action scene, she's dressed as Hans, and then for some reason Ryan Phillippe, he's like, why am I dressed as you? He's like, because you are.
Like, you're already dressed as good.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Dude, there's so many good like lines. If you like, if you almost like miss him because you're or personally, I miss him because I'm looking at other lines. But like, I was watching it today, and when he's like, they're like shooting at like the guys who have the passcode, and he's like making the bomb, and he's like, why aren't you shooting? He's like, I'm making a bomb. Like, and he's like, and then he's like, give me your gun to mix this like to mix this bomb. And he's like, no, I'm using. Like, he's like, use your finger. I don't know. There's just so many good.
I blame you for us watching this movie because you're the one who said we should watch it. So, what do you like about it?
I wasn't the one who said. I don't even know whose pick this is. This was just a random agreement.
This is your pick.
This was not my pick.
This is Davidson's pick. Guest star Matthew Davidson.
Guest star's pick. That's right. Viewing that I just saw, but it's funny. I know I avoided seeing it for a few years because I think it looked terrible, and it's not terrible, but it's it's not.
It's a late night. It's like something you'd watch like if it was on like HBO.
Listen,
late night.
Right.
The movie's fucking hilarious. The movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's got tons of hilarious things. It's fucking dumb, but it's what you expect from Will Forte. Like, the guy makes dumb things funny. It's great. There's some one-liners in this movie that are classic. Like, I'll quote forever. And the whole fucking dynamic between him and Val Kilmer is absolutely amazing because they're not really. None of them are like Val Kilmer's not a real bad guy. He's just a guy whose wife he fucked and he became a villain. Like,
yeah, he's
that's probably
like
the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, that's amazing. This movie's great.
It's got a great name.
Wow,
great villain name. Because it sounds like Cunth. I thought it was Cunth.
Every time they're like, they got that Cunth just by a hair.
Right.
I'm gonna
kind of reminded me of like
Cunth.
Kurtz from Apocalypse Now, but closer to Cunts. So
apparently they couldn't say it on like cable TV because it was so close to Cunth.
Really?
Like, because I was watching an interview between JORMA and Will Forte, and it was on AMC, I guess. Like, and they were talking about Val Kilmer's character, and they said his name, and they had to bleep out Cunth because I guess they couldn't say it because it's so close to it that you can't say it.
Beeps.
Yeah,
beeps on the TV.
Yeah,
it's absurd. It's an absurd film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I guess that's all that needs to be.
It's silly. Yeah. I love that they got Val Kilmer though, because have you seen Top Secret? Like, he does just slapstick comedy like this. Like, he's very good at it.
Dude, what happened to Val
Have you
Kilmer?
seen Batman and Robin?
He got
He wasn't in
throat
that.
cancer, I think.
Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer was Batman at one point.
Yeah, he did do Batman.
He wasn't in Batman and Robin. That's what Short said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jake's favorite
He was just
one.
asking if you saw the movie. He didn't really say anything about it.
Yeah, I also didn't ask about Val Kilmer. I just asked if you saw Batman and Robin.
It was topical with the Val Kilmer discussion. So
I mean, that's what you assumed.
I did assume it.
Have you ever seen Salt and Sea? It's one of my favorite movies. Val Kilmer.
Yes, very good movie. You
No.
made me watch that. It was a good movie.
Watch it. Don't be a dick.
I think I've seen it.
Watch it, Matt. We'll bring it back on.
What's it about? What's Salt and Sea
I'll
about?
watch it.
It's about it's convoluted. Val Kilmer plays a guy whose girlfriend was murdered, and he's trying to find the murderer.
Okay. I also barely remember what Kiss Kiss Bang Bang's about, but I remember that movie was good.
I've never seen that.
No.
That was a great movie.
Yeah,
Have you seen Top Secret?
I've never seen Top Secret.
I don't know what that is.
What's up?
It's very much like Airplane. It's around the same time as like Airplane, and it's like that where it's just like stupid stuff, like stupid jokes like that. Like there's a scene where they have to sneak into a base, so they dress up as a cow and they just put a cow in rain boots and have a real cow walking around in rain boots. That's just it's so stupid. Funny. Yeah, it's like, and there's like there's just it's very dumb one-liners. Like it's similar to MacGruber, I would actually say. Like, did you expect him to actually rip throats?
That was pretty awesome.
How about that first throat rip?
Yeah, that was pretty great. I'm gonna go for the turkey.
He throws the throat lozenges on the table and he's like, "What are those? Oh, you're gonna eat the whole box." And then just
or when he around Phillippe, he can fuck him, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have lube. Ink toner will do." I thought that was goddamn hilarious.
He's like, "I don't have any lube. Do you see any? Do you see any white out or ink toner?"
Yeah. That whole tell me what the fuck scene was pretty fucking hilarious.
Dude,
he
MacGruber,
commits.
that's genius. You knew I had a. How did you know I had a bulletproof vest on? You got a bulletproof vest on?
Is he dead? Of course he is. And then he's like, oh. That was amazing. That was amazing.
That was great.
Jake, being a wrestling fan, did you see the MacGruber entered the WWE universe?
Oh, absolutely. I was about to bring that up. Yeah, the whole, I don't know if Anthony or Schwartz realize it, but that whole first team he assembles are all WWE wrestlers from that.
I did not realize that. I knew at
all,
least
all of
one of them. I knew that
yeah.
giant guy was.
Yeah, all of them were like from the
which
dude
he would not recruit.
Out.
He would not recruit the giant or the Big Show.
The guy,
yeah.
That was
MacGruber's slightly homophobic.
Right. That would that wouldn't have flown in 2020, but or 2021, whatever year we are.
Hey, MacGruber is MacGruber, dude.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He hates
but that it was kind of funny, but yeah, like
I don't agree with it.
Yeah, that all of those 5 dudes were all wrestlers.
But did you see him actually?
Cali.
They all got blown the fuck up.
He wrestled slightly.
Oh, didn't he do like an appearance on a Raw or something like that at some point?
And I watched it earlier. It's hilarious. There's a scene where he pissed his pants on the show and pretends that Kane pissed his pants, and then he was such a good friend that he took Kane's piss pants and wore them for some reason. It's so stupid. And then there's another scene where the big giant dude that's actually in MacGruber, I don't know his wrestling name, but
the giant Kali, the Indian guy.
Yeah, he was also in what was it? The Longest Yard, the Adam Sandler one. But
Kane was also in MacGruber. He was one of the guys.
Right. I loved his scene actually. He's at the gun range and he's just throwing knives like at a target. Like so you would go to the gun range to throw knives.
Yeah, they're all dudes doing badass stuff.
Hitting him in the dick too, right?
I think so, but he's just like why would you go to the gun range to throw a knife? Like, why would you not just go in your backyard and throw a knife? Like, you don't need to go to the gun range.
It's a knife range.
Yeah, like he's so dangerous with a knife. He has to go to a gun range and throw behind a gun line. Like,
I didn't really think about that. That is funny.
It's so stupid. Like,
just because the whole scene was a bunch of like, it's just a ridiculous moment in a series of ridiculous moments. So yeah, like you could almost get lost at times of like, oh yeah, that was going on too.
Yeah.
When he makes Kristen Wiig dress up as the guy with the long curly hair too, and he's like, "Listen, you got to remember, it's from far away. They're never gonna recognize you." And she just walks in, like, "That's definitely not that guy." Yo, I was dying.
That's not Hans.
I was dying.
It's so quick. Like you think maybe it'll fool him for a second, it doesn't. Like it's
and the fact that he fucks his dead wife's ghost is pretty great too.
Oh yeah, that was
apparently. The old guy that looks at him all weird in the graveyard is the DP's father, apparently.
That's whose father?
That's the DP of the movie. His dad, like apparently, did that scene, and so I don't know, but I just thought it was funny. But that scene's hilarious where he's fucking the ghost. Apparently,
that's immediately after he fucks Kristen Wiig too, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Well, he's getting he's reconciling so he can move on, because he can't move on. Like he feels guilty about having sex with Kristen Wiig's character before he moved on from his wife, I guess, mentally. And
logic.
Yeah, but it's so stupid, because he his moving on is he does a goodbye fuck
That's normal.
Well, ghost.
It's
fuck,
not
really.
for a ghost, actually, but
Yeah, I mean you can't.
The
Ghosts
movie's
don't have
dumb.
STDs.
Movie is very dumb, but it's still very
Yes.
good.
Definitely
Yeah.
dumb, but hilarious.
It's
Of
meant to
all
be
of
dumb.
all the SNL convert to movies, I mean, this is pretty low on the list.
I like it better than Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, there was
Okay.
some
Sure, yeah.
around that
Yeah.
time period. There was
I mean,
some.
I
bad
could also
ones in, like,
name
the 90s.
badder, worse ones. Badder.
I think Coneheads is the best one. Coneheads to
Coneheads
me
is
is the
way
strongest
better.
SNL
Say
movie.
probably
Yeah.
Blues Brothers would be the best one in my opinion.
Way better.
I think Coneheads is a little better than that.
Coneheads is good though.
Anything with Dan Aykroyd. Way
Yeah.
better.
What about Wayne's World though?
Genius.
That's a
Another
good one.
Another good one, yeah.
They made
Genius.
that's I think the only is. Did they make any sequels to the other SNL movies?
I think
Blues
there was
Brothers.
multiple Coneheads.
Whoa, shit! I forgot
But
about
the
Blues Brothers.
Brothers wasn't it was like
I don't,
20.
I don't think that was Lorne Michaels though, was it? Did Lorne Michaels produce Blues Brothers?
I don't know, but I mean, it's like
Well,
technically a
it's
character from
Based
Yeah,
off of
SNL.
from
Saturday Night Live.
Well, then he probably did. Then he probably did.
Yeah.
Not gonna not make money.
I mean, this movie was like we were talking before, directed by one of the guys from Lonely Island. So at that point, those guys were like directing all the shit at SNL. Like they were directing shows, they were directing the shorts, they were doing a lot of shit. The three of them.
I think
so
this is Laura Michaels probably produced this too.
yeah, 100%.
You know, I mean, it was good enough that it built a cult following that they're going to make a show.
Oh, they're
You know, after 10 years.
with Will Forte.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. They've already written like 8 episodes or something, and they're just trying to get it shot. I think probably at this point.
I think Popstar was the Lonely Island's best movie. That movie was fucking hilarious.
That was good. That was funny. Good that
I
documentary.
don't know what
style.
that is.
You count Hot Rod though? I think Hot Rod's better
Hot Rod,
than
yeah.
Popstar.
Hot Rod was a surprisingly funny fucking
It
movie.
is funny.
It's got good, but I don't know. Popstar was hilarious, man.
I've never seen Popstar.
I would recommend Hot Rod over Popstar though, if personally, if I had to recommend only one Lonely Island movie.
All right.
Okay, dude, relax.
Calling it right
Calm
now.
yourself, dude. You
No.
look like you're about to read us a fucking Christmas Carol next to the fire.
Are those fucking snowflakes?
Yeah.
What,
Snowflakes
Jake,
on the
did you just freak
sweatshirt.
out for a second? What happened?
I don't know. Nothing.
Or were
I don't think
you
anything
were
else.
you just laughing?
I was laughing.
Sorry.
Maybe
Like-
maybe I look weird when I laugh. I apologize.
You look like you stubbed your toe.
Do you like movies like this though, Anthony? Like, do you like? What's the name like another movie that's like slapstick like this that you like? That's
I don't know. You name a
The most
movie, and
recent
I'll
one.
tell you if I like it.
do you like the Hot Shot movies, like Hot Shot or Hot Shot Part 2?
I don't know what those are. I like Tropic Thunder. Thought that was one of the funniest movies of all time.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a great one.
Airplane. It's just
Naked
like
Gun.
Naked Gun.
Basketball.
and even
Yeah, I've seen Naked Gun, but also they're like 70 years old.
Yeah, I think in more modern, I'd say like
Buster Keaton shit.
Step Brothers would be Step
Not-
Brothers is probably one of my favorite comedies.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
a very funny movie. I don't like that movie.
I like it more than
what's a
this
great
one.
comedy in your opinion?
Anthony doesn't like to laugh.
I'm not a
Well, yeah, I
funny
guess
guy.
yeah. You said Tropic Thunder.
Tropic
Schindler's List.
Thunder.
Saving
I
Private
think the
Ryan.
Other Guys is probably the funniest
one.
movie I can think
That's
of
a good
in the
one.
past few years.
Ricky Bobby's pretty great too.
Ricky Bobby, the Anchorman movies, both of those
Yeah.
movies I think are fucking.
The Anchormen are
off
in
the
this
chain.
category though. So is Ricky Bobby.
Sure. So
Yeah.
so yes, that
Yeah.
in that
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
I
There you
do
go.
like that type of movie.
I mean, you like Danny
I just
McBride
don't
shit?
like
Danny
this
McBride shit's all this kind of weird shit
yeah,
too.
I think Danny McBride is where I think it goes a little too far. Or just
Okay.
I get
that.
over it.
I think it's great, but I get that. He always takes it the tiniest bit too far.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's just a little too. It goes into the absurd realm,
goes
which
dark.
I can appreciate.
But you love Vice Principals. You thought that was a great show.
I think Vice Principals was great. Yeah,
Have you seen Righteous Gemstone?
I
Yeah,
think
that's-
Righteous
that's
Gemstones is
too.
great.
Eastbound
I
and
d-
Down
was
is
not
great.
a big fan of Eastbound and Down.
I think those 3 shows are pretty fucking great.
I don't
Yeah.
like Parks and Rec. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but everybody loves that show.
Nope. And like Seth Rogen stuff, like he kills it in the comedy game as well with like movies like Pineapple Express and those. Was that
Never heard of it.
Things like that. Like,
do you appreciate the dry humor though? Because that's MacGruber's super dry. Like it's like
it's more it's like satirical than anything.
Yeah.
I like dry. I think maybe what I think it just go. Hey, I laughed. There were parts where I laughed, but it's just.
Were there parts you laughed about after the second time, like or like when you watched it maybe later, or like
I
that you
laughed
didn't
every
like
time
the first
he
time?
bites into the celery. I think
I watched it.
Pretty funny.
I love when he's making fun of Ryan Phillippe. He's like, "You're never gonna be in my fucking team." He's like, "You can't even come in the trunk." And then he comes, he's telling his dick or let him fuck him. That was, I don't know what it is. The way he says that, the way he's like, "What do you want me to fuck? Tell me to fuck." That shit is really funny. That shit's really funny.
That was pretty funny. And when he said, "Why do I have to be you?" and he goes, "You'll never be me."
Or when Ryan Phillippe comes up with like an answer to something and he says it first, he's like, "Oh, I think I thought about it right before you did." That was really great.
I was thinking the same thing.
He's like, "I said it, I think, slightly before you did."
You think your shit don't stink? Your shit does stink. It stinks like shit.
Yeah, it's just.
It's just a bunch of fucking one-liners.
It's just a bunch of fucking one-liners.
I love some of the just small dumb stuff though, like where he comes, like he decides to finally join the team, and he comes back and he like opens the door and he's like, "I'm in" or whatever, and they're like, it's like the lunchroom, and they're like, "What?" Like it's just like random people like sitting there.
Yeah.
But I love that type of stuff where it's just super dry, and I don't know, I just love that type of humor. It just it gets me every time. Like basketball, like you said, like I could watch that type of stuff anytime. Like
I don't think I've ever seen basketball.
Okay.
Damn, so you've never seen any of the South Park guys' stuff except for South Park. You've never seen any of their other stuff, or Team America, right?
So you've never seen a funny movie.
Everybody relax.
He's never seen Orgasmo.
Yeah,
he's never seen Basketball. He's never seen Cannibal the Musical.
Everybody relax.
I mean, I don't know if you need to see Cannibal.
I don't think is basketball them. I thought they just acted in that movie.
Yeah, they didn't write it.
Yeah,
they just acted.
Come on.
That's true. They didn't.
Come on.
They didn't write
Your
it.
sister's going out with Squeak.
They only did it because it was the same guys who made Airplane,
and
they were just fans of. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
they were just
seen
fans
that.
of those guys.
I have seen their Broadway show on Broadway, so suck it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
And I saw their movie.
Never been on Broadway.
Team America.
I saw Team America. I saw
in
the
America,
South Park
so
movie.
suck it.
So suck.
I don't think they'll ever make.
I actually watched it in Afghanistan.
Team America.
Sorry, Afghanistan.
Oh, really?
No.
Somebody call 911.
No. Sorry, dude. What do you want me to watch? Make me watch something.
I mean, I think we've said a ton of movies you haven't seen before.
Pick one, dude. Is Target out of tables?
Oh, inside joke.
Target movies.
I would say because I don't think any of you have seen Top Secret. I would say watch Top Secret.
No,
because that's Val Kilmer doing comedy back in like the 80s.
Schwartz says no.
Maybe I watched it on my own, but I won't talk about it with you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you're not going to make me.
I'm not trying to make.
I'm
going to
watch it. If I watch it, it's my decision.
I do what I want.
I do what I want. Even if I've never heard of it and you told me about it, I'm gonna watch it on my own accord.
Matt Davis.
I mean, Val Kilmer is worth watching it for, because Val Kilmer's great. Tombstone, come on.
Never seen it.
I didn't realize he did like that type of comedy. Val Kilmer. I know like this is silly, but like other shit, I didn't realize he did like.
Isn't he in like Spy Kids?
Maybe. So many people are in those movies. He did like I've never seen it, but Real Genius I think is like a comedy, like an '80s comedy. But like, yeah, I didn't really know he did comedy either until I saw Top Secret. I was like, oh, he does like airplane style comedy. And so I guess Go ahead.
No, so yeah, that kind of makes me think of like Bradley Cooper doing like Wet Hot American Summer.
He coops.
Yeah.
Rocket Raccoon.
Like you don't really place him in that realm of like irreverent, like sketchy style comedy, but like
Dude, the first time I ever saw Bradley Cooper was Wedding Crashers when he was the mean guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm watching Alias for the first time, which was Jillian's like favorite show.
J.J.
when she was a
Abrams?
child. Yeah, JJ. I don't think it's that good, but B. Coops is in it.
Okay. I feel like the
yeah,
first
I forgot he's in it.
time my guess was like Hangover, so maybe I don't know why I thought maybe because I guess now he's all in dramatic and shit, but
Yeah, he's like handsome now too.
yeah.
Apparently, Val Kilmer, I was watching just like snippets of interviews before this, and he was talking about how it's nice to do a comedy, but it's hard to do him because he is such a dramatic actor, at least at this time, like in 2010. Like,
I'm so dramatic.
well, just like people, I guess, like his
Being
agents or
funny's
like
hard,
Hollywood.
especially on camera.
Yeah. I mean, like he
Timing.
plays
Timing.
yeah. Yeah, he's got good comedy timing.
Timing.
Why you repeating what I
yeah.
said, bro?
Making
Huh?
sure everyone heard it.
Dude, apparently Will Forte and Val Kilmer lived together for like a few months.
I read that too. They were gonna go on the Amazing Race together, and then they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been so good.
I guess they
What a
became like best
team.
friends on this movie, and like Val Kilmer was looking for a new house in LA, so Will Forte was like, "Just live with me till you find it." And they probably were watching movies and smoking crack.
That's so
The interview I saw, Will Forte
That's
said, I thought it was just for a few days, and then his assistant showed up with 2 duffel bags full of books.
Wait, so Val
if-
Kilmer moved in with Will Forte?
Yeah.
Like multiple months. Yeah. They were like an odd couple,
What are
like
you gonna
living
do,
together.
kick Val Kilmer out?
No, of course not.
Hey Val, it's time to go.
Yo, Mr. K, get out of here.
Yeah, apparently they got along, but it wasn't in the books. Like Will Forte wasn't planning on as long as he stayed, but it was a happy accident, I think.
They almost went on the Amazing Race. That would have been great.
That would have been amazing.
Good one.
Oh,
Timing.
Celebrity Amazing Race? Is there a Celebrity Amazing Race? I've never even watched.
They just go
I'm
on
sure
like
there is.
normal, but they are.
They just compete. They just act like they're not regular or they're not celebrities. Like they're like, and here's our other contestants.
Yeah,
Will
Will
Forte
and Val are both actors. They met each other on a movie set.
They act like it's just normal. Like they're not famous or anything.
They keep
Making sure you
saying
know
that.
who these people are.
Why do you keep telling us they're not famous?
They've only known each other for a few months, but they've become real close friends ever since Val moved in with Will.
There's no extra emphasis on them. It's just they're seen as just regular, like they're another pair of contestants.
Right. Says
Neither of them can read.
Will, actor under his actor,
Yeah.
comedian under his like 2/3 thing. Like it's never acknowledged like fucking MacGruber or nothing to that. That would have been hilarious.
You think
Yeah.
you think that would be on the top of his list of achievements? MacGruber?
Yeah.
That or Last Man Standing, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Last Man on Earth, I mean.
I'll pull up his IMDb.
I know he's really proud of it, but apparently he didn't make a lot of money from MacGruber. Apparently he says, I've heard him multiple times say, I only made $12,000 from MacGruber.
Yeah,
Lead actor MacGruber, and he made $12,000.
MacGruber's
like 6 weeks of work.
Val Kilmer made.
Oh yeah, he probably was. He just yeah, of course.
Ryan Phillippe definitely made a couple mil.
Yeah, I think he sacrificed his salary
for
make
for
a better
Ryan.
movie. Yeah, and the other actors, and just to make a better movie. Like
I just want to make sure Ryan gets paid.
yeah,
He's handsome.
I mean, Forte's an
faces,
interesting
man.
like
Faces
comedian, like or comedic actor. Like he started as like he went into accounting. Like he wasn't even trying to be an actor. Like he
What's
actually
that
worked in
about?
accounting. Yeah, and then he became like a sketch guy, and then he went to SNL and did comedies. Like, so he knows like the everyman, you know.
Fucked Weinstein.
He's
Yeah.
he's
fucked
very
Weinstein.
he's
Fucked
very
Lorne
weird. You know what I
Michaels.
mean? He's the awkward guy. He plays awkward really well. Like he's
Oh,
just got a look to him of just awkward.
Shut your butt.
Yeah. Or that's another funny part is when she's like, I gotta go use the bathroom. He's like, number 1 and number 2. She's like, shut up. Tony asked me that. He's like, that means number 2. That was so stupid. I was like, why would he say that? Fucking idiot.
Yeah, why would you?
He's such an idiot. I love the when she's like, he's talking to her when she's in the coffee shop, and he's like, we couldn't find a parking meter, so we're about 3 blocks away. And she's like, 3 blocks. And he's like, okay, you got me. We're 20 blocks away.
Or when she tips the guy, he makes her take the tip out of the jar. That was pretty great too.
MacGruber doesn't tip.
Take that tip out.
That was pretty awesome. Kristen Wiig kills it and everything, and she did this. I think this is one of her first big movie roles because at this point she was still on SNL in 2010, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds right. She was not the cheetah yet.
The cheetah?
The cheetah? The PETA cheetah?
PETA cheetah? The fuck are
You haven't
talking
seen
about?
Wonder
What the
Woman,
fuck
have you?
Are you talking about Davidson? No,
Davidson,
no.
you are a fucking specimen, dude. Look at you. I need to take a picture of this. You are the fucking. You're the man. You're the man.
Yeah,
dude.
buddy.
You
Looks
should
like
send
we're
a
gonna have
picture
a
of this. I'm
fancy
gonna
thing.
send this to Jack Cannon. A picture of you to Jack Cannon right now. He's gonna love it.
I actually texted Jack earlier.
Oh, then it's even better.
Trying to get that
I
money.
asked for a reference from him for a job.
He probably said no.
He was like, I'll think about it. No, he was very nice. I think he'll give me some positive feedback. I think
You should ask Joel to give you a reference. Hit up Joel Tacorda. He'll reference you well.
Yes, Joel.
Be like,
you should ask Tommy.
that's another podcast.
He would give you a good one.
Yeah, he actually probably
He
would.
has to.
But, yeah. Well, I don't know.
I'll give you a reference.
Yeah, I got plenty of reference. I actually reached
You
out
want
to
a
Ryan.
reference, dude? I know four guys that'll give you a reference.
Yeah, people give a shit about my opinion.
I actually reached out to Ryan about a reference as well. But
Okay.
I feel like we should cut out this part where I'm talking about jobs and references and stuff.
No, this is the best part of the show so far.
I don't know how to cut anything.
I don't think we
so.
don't need to cut it out, but I don't think we need to further talking about people's names that we know.
Back to MacGruber.
Word.
Yeah.
And fuck those guys anyway.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I
Yo.
said it.
Meow.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are you drinking there?
Big
That must
cat.
be some strong stuff.
Oh, this
Talking
is
strong words.
This is a Waterloo sparkling water, black cherry flavored. So
CC.
Okay. All right.
yeah, it's basically like a fancy LaCroix. It's like a Whole Foods LaCroix. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Nice.
Good.
Nice.
Pretty good. Shout out to Waterloo. Shout out to the Big Cat. We'll take
Waterloo.
our moment to do shout outs now. Usually we give Matt Davidson a shout out, but he's here.
Shout out to
Shout
Mrs.
out-
Golden,
I'll shout out to Big Cat as well.
This is golden.
Jake's mama.
What's your favorite line from this movie?
Oh,
I mean, it's a movie full of one-liners.
Oh, I definitely.
what's
I
the
think my
best line?
favorite was there's like 1,000 wires. I'm more of a 3-wire guy.
oh yeah, I love that. He's like, what the fuck is all
when
this?
he's like, when he opens the bomb up, he's like, oh shit.
Like as if
Alright.
bombs are
Good
made
one,
with
good
3
one.
wires.
You're right. That's my favorite.
I love all the small jokes. I love like the just the little lines, like when he's like going up to the party and he's like making a small footprint and he's like strutting up, and then she's like, "Can I take your coat or your car stereo?" And he's like,
Yeah,
"Nice
wait,
try,"
what?
and then like turns around like all smooth.
What's with
like,
the car stereo? What, he carries that with him? Is that the joke? He carries that around with him? I
it's
didn't
just
understand
dumb
that.
that he like finds it so like he finds things so
Back in the
precious.
day, people used to jack your stereo, so they made
Oh.
them that you could pop it out,
Oh.
take it with you, like a fucking tire on a car.
Yep.
I mean, a
I
tire on a
love
bike. So people would pop it out and have a little handle on it, and you take it with you, so no one can steal it.
Speaking of car
Ah.
stuff,
people don't do
I love the scene where he's like the guy yells at him in the one car, and then he memorizes the license plate and then becomes like a
Yeah.
serial
Yeah, and
killer.
when
about
does he
like,
find who finds the book?
Brian Phillippe.
It's
And
like-
it
there's like-
goes nowhere, right?
And he's shitting on the guy's
Well,
head.
he destroyed the car at least.
yeah, he like eventually finds the guy, but I just love the like he opens the notebook and it's like so
Yeah.
like it's a serial killer like notebook of like him like stalking this license plate. Like,
I couldn't remember why that was happening. So like, it was just a dude that yelled at him, right? Is that all it was?
He's like, dude,
He
nice
cut
fucking
him off or
car.
something.
Yeah,
In the
it was
first
like it was
5
literally
minutes of the movie.
the most
Okay,
minor thing, and then he becomes like so obsessed over just attacking this guy. Like,
just a lot of weird details like that in the movie. Like, it's almost like you need to pay attention, or else you don't need to pay attention because it's like a pretty basic plot. But like, if you want to see all the little jokes, like
If you want to get all of
pay
Davidson's
attention.
references, you got to watch this movie a couple times.
they squeezed a lot into an hour and a half.
They squeezed a lot. They
Oh,
squeezed a
Schwartz,
lot of
did you-
jokes.
Schwartz, did you finally get why me and Anthony yelled, "Todd, are you okay? Todd?"
That was funny when that was one of the best parts when he. I also love when Val Kilmer makes fun of him for it. He's like, "Oh man, you know, I just did this." He's like, "Really? That happened?" He's like, "No, so I'm not a fucking idiot."
There's so many good.
He killed all the wrestlers, dude. Killed them all.
Yeah.
Val
I
Kilmer
was
has
excited for him to be in the movie.
honestly, Val Kilmer
They
has
died too fast.
some great jokes like in there. Like, there's like stuff where he's like, you know how like when he's painting like the old naked woman, like, and it's like
that
it's
was
mocking,
amazing, by the way. I laughed my
it's-
ass off when that
it's
old naked lady was
yeah,
topless. I was like, that's amazing.
because it's mocking, like, usually it'd be like a beautiful model that would be like
I get
standing
it.
there.
I understand it.
I'm explaining for the listeners, I guess. But and it's just hilarious that he's
You're
like,
the
they're
only
mocking
one that listens to this podcast, Davidson.
There's like 2 others. No, but and then there's like the other scenes where like they're at the poker game and he's bluffing. Like, it's like he just like loses, the mayor loses like all this money. Like, you know, it's like, it's just, it mocks so many great tropes in like these like 80s action movies where it's like the action guy knows like everything. Like, I love when they go to recruit him and he's like, "I heard you," and he just starts like, Ryan Phillippe's character starts listing off all the things that MacGruber's done, and he lists off literally like
14 purple
yeah,
hearts.
it was literally like the MacGruber would have to be like 90 years old in order to serve as many years in combat as he listed. Like, it was hilarious.
Classic
I don't know.
MacGruber. I like when he kept saying that. Classic MacGruber about
That was
himself.
a long time. That was a long time ago.
Or he was like Army Ranger, Green Beret, Navy SEAL.
Yeah, he said he sort of like what was it, like 8 like tours in like Vietnam or something like that.
17 Medal of Honors, 3
Like,
Purple Hearts.
Literally it was like the career was impossible to have achieved in his age or at his age.
That is why that's a silly joke.
Yeah, I just love silly stuff like that. That's the things I love about this. That's what I enjoy.
What
about-
else?
You love silly stuff.
I like when they blew him up and he came back at the end.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Wait, so
He's-
the whole reason the whole reason Val Kilmer's pissed off at him is because he fucked his wife and made her terminate her pregnancy. And so he's tried to kill Will Forte because of that. And that makes him the bad guy for this whole movie. I don't think I ever really put that together.
Yeah, like Val Kilmer's not actually like a bad guy. Like,
Val
he's just
Kilmer's the
driven
good
in.
guy. Val Kilmer got fucked
He's driven
over.
insane by like MacGruber's idiocy. Like,
All right, that makes the movie a little funnier.
No, when he explained that, because he's like, why does he hate you? He's like, I honestly have never been able to figure it out. I don't understand. He's like, well, tell me about it. He's like, well, we were all in college together and we all were best friends and blah, blah, blah. And he was pregnant with his wife. And that's when I started to fuck her. And she was the first woman I let lick my asshole. It was just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
he
that
says-
whole story
he
was just
says
like, what the
she was
fuck?
the first one I felt comfortable enough to let her like eat my ass or something like that. It's like, but he's saying it like it's a romantic thing. Like he's so stupid that he thinks
Right.
like it's like romantic that he let her.
Have you ever licked
I don't
my
know.
ass?
Just, no,
You don't have to answer that question.
I guess I just did, but yeah, I just love this movie. I don't know. I mean, Anthony, do you have any love for it? I know you hate it because I think I pushed it on you like drugs, but
I am a fan. What I love the most? What are you doing? You
Is
give
my
me a
finger
wet
in his
willy
camera.
right now?
You lost track of it. Thought. Just
Yeah,
Schwartz was being weird.
I forgot what I was talking about. What were we talking about?
Doing something weird with his finger. For those listening at home.
What makes me happy is people's passion for things. When someone loves something so much, it makes me love that thing a little bit. And you love this movie so much, and you talked about it so much before I saw it to make me watch it. And finally, I watched it. I bought it, and then like 4 months later, it's available on Prime.
Of course. Is that why
I
you
own
watched
this movie? I've seen it more than 3 times in the past 6 months. So yeah, I got a little love for it. I got a little love for it because of you, Davidson.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should we do our traditional ranking?
Classic MacGruber. Davidson, if you were going to give this movie a ranking from 1 to 42, what would you give it?
Which side is the better, 1 or 42?
1 being the highest, 42 being the lowest.
Okay. And I have nothing else to base it on. It's just 1 out of 42.
Sorry, 45.
Actually, yeah, 45. Yeah. 1
I
1 to 45.
I would probably put it in I mean, I don't know what movies you've seen.
It doesn't matter. You just give it a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or anywhere from there to 45.
I'm gonna put it, for me, it's number 1. I haven't seen, I mean, I don't have any other movies.
Wow.
So, Davidson's
favorite
movie
ever. Coming in hot with number 1. All right.
I don't have
so
anything.
If it was
there's nothing else for me to rank.
And 1994's Congo, what would you choose?
Oh,
that's not that.
I would choose this over a Congo for sure.
So
I think I would
Congo's
do that as
2.
well.
You saying there's a Congo 2, like the sequel?
There's probably a Congo 2.
There's probably a Congo 2.
There's probably like Africa. 7 Congos. There's probably
Congo 2.
It's probably like a Lake Placid situation where there's just
all right. This or Madagascar 3.
I would still rank this over Madagascar 3.
Wow.
Is that really a movie you guys watch? Are these movies you guys are ranking?
All right.
No,
this
movie.
Never
watch those.
Hey, that's none of your business.
We've never watched those.
Listen to the podcast.
Why is it not? Don't you want people to listen to this? I thought.
Well, no, we're just asking you about random movies. It's part of this podcast, as we also talk about random other movies.
Oh, true.
So we're gonna bust.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Davidson, do you have
we
the
thought
Night
you were
Before
a fan,
Christmas handy to read us?
The Nightmare Before Christmas?
No, or just The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house.
Christmas is over.
That's not what your sweater says.
This is winter sweater.
Well, it's very festive. Just saying.
It is. It's nice. Realistically though, I would probably, I don't know any of the other movies you have, but I'd probably say it's like 12 to 16. Probably in actual rankings. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping
out of 40. If you think of this movie and 44 other random movies, you would most likely put this around.
I mean, I know some of them.
Like kind of average it out.
Personally, I would put Police Story ahead of this.
Would you do that? Would you do that math and then get back to us? We'll wait. We'll just wait.
Okay, he said he likes Police Stories ahead of this. He's watched at least one of our podcasts.
Police Story, great movie.
I agree. This ranks below Police Story for me.
I mean, name some of your other movies that you guys watched for this podcast, and I can say if it's better or worse.
All right, here I'll name
if I've seen it.
Blue Velvet.
We watched Deep Red, Creep 2, Border, The Host, Legend, Ready or Not, Back to the Future, Pushing Tin, Shoplifters.
Just yell stop whenever you're ready.
Taxi Driver.
Okay, I'm good.
Taxi Driver, not Taxi Driver. Blood Simple, Hammond, Police Story, 9 Eats the World, Carnival of Souls, Indiana Jones, all of them. Down by Law, Blue Velvet, Let the Right One In, Sisters, Cool Hand Luke, The Witches, Heather's Inside Man, 13, Assassins Bound, Harold and Maude, Nocturnal Animals, Basic Instinct, Lake Placid, Bad Lieutenant, Royal Tannenbaums, Pan's Labyrinth, Jeff Lives at Home, Mang City, God, The Goonies, Frighteners, Citizen Kane, Sunset Boulevard, Prisoners, and now,
Brick.
Brick.
And that's it. That's all. You got all of them.
MacGruber.
MacGruber number 4.
I would
Our
also
fifth
say
Now that you know,
45th
rank.
film
I've seen Blue.
franchise.
I've seen Blue
actually,
Velvet.
now that you know all those movies, could you rank all of the movies in your
yeah.
favorite order?
Let me start with now I watched Blue Velvet actually because of your podcast. And I would say MacGruber's ahead of Blue Velvet in my opinion.
Wow. No.
Schwartz thinks of you differently now.
I mean,
Schwartz
Blue
mad.
Velvet's just like random. It's like I think at
This
the time
movie's
it was
not random at all.
Blue Velvet.
Either one.
Oh,
Blue Velvet's weird, not random though.
I'm putting this at number 33 on my list.
3 word. Okay, that's pretty. It's pretty deep.
Ahead of Heather's, behind Citizen Kane.
Okay.
I'll take Orson Welles' classic over MacGruber any day.
Wow.
I just chuckle there because I did just realize the way I'm ranking this. I'm considering MacGruber better than Citizen Kane. but that's how it falls.
Think about it, dude.
which one do you get more enjoyment from?
That's definitely part of it. That's mostly how I enjoy it.
I think you could argue Citizen Kane probably was more monumental for movies as far as like making what movies are today, but
you can't only argue that, but you can say that as a fact.
Yeah, it's pretty much fact, but it's pretty much fact.
Sassy.
But yeah,
no, you're right. I think I would watch MacGruber like 5 times before I would watch Citizen Kane again.
Yeah, like how many
more? I'd probably watch
Sports. How often do you pop on Citizen Kane?
I've watched it 2 times, and
I'll never watch it again.
Fucking boring. I don't want to do it again.
But Schwartz is defending it. Like, I mean, like.
Oh, I mean, we just did that.
How many times do you throw it on? Okay.
I wouldn't ever throw it on again.
Also,
I regret
the lists are different. I rank the list based on what I would rather watch, I would rather pop in the VCR at any random moment.
Yeah, that's
Schwartz,
part of it.
I think has a list of what he believes to be the better movie. Right?
No, not necessarily. I think I'm with what I'd rather watch for sure. Now I look. That's why Deep Red's number 1, because I know it's not the best movie we've watched, but if I was going to throw on any of these movies, that would be the movie I'd want to watch, just because I love the way it is, the way it's made. You know.
You say Deep Red?
Yeah.
That's a baffling number 1 choice. I think that's the weirdest one. But
what are y'all's number 1 choices? Do you all have different number 1 choices?
Yeah, right now mine's Harold and Maude.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna bump mine down for the longest time. Mine was the Indiana Jones movies, which we kind of just lump as one.
Yeah. You're about to say MacGruber's number 1 now?
I changed it to Royal Tenenbaums recently because I had never seen any Wes Anderson movies, and I watched it. And I thought it's just phenomenal. You know what? I'll keep it. I'm keeping it.
Gene Hackman does a great job in that, but apparently he hated doing that movie.
I heard he hated Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Like, hater. Just hater.
I think it was like the last movie he did, or like one of the last movies.
I think he's just an old dude.
Made him quit movies.
I think
he's dead now, isn't he?
No, he's not.
No, I think he's just really old.
You sure?
I don't think he's
Yeah, I would know. I would know.
I typed in, is Gene Hackman dead? And Google said, no, Gene Hackman is not dead.
They were like, he's at, and they like listed his address. And we were like, okay.
Nope, just old.
Can somebody type in MacGruber to my column, please?
I did.
No, it's just black.
Can my assistant type in my column?
They took away my ability to type, dude. They're fucking fascists.
You have the ability to type now.
No, it doesn't.
Does anybody know where Schwartz was on the 6th?
The 6th? What happened on the 6th?
The capital page.
No, I was in Washington, D.C., dude, enjoying a nice meal.
I was doing my thing.
Doing my thing, visiting family, saying hello to a few friends.
You say cute friends or a few friends?
The Capitol building.
Yeah, R in the C.
You say cotton candy or cock and Andy?
Both.
Oh.
What's like your favorite style of comedy, Anthony?
Great question. I don't know. What I think I go back to The Other Guys being one of the funniest movies of all time. So what is that consider.
I guess I don't know.
Well, let's go into that. Why is that funnier than Step Brothers? Is it the situation? Is Step Brothers just too unbelievable for you? Is that what it is?
Step Brothers is too silly. It's just too
well, this
silly.
is the thing. Step Brothers is written. Step Brothers and Anchorman and
I understand. Listen,
all directed and written by the same
funny.
person.
I just think that
all
Other
written by
Guys
the
is
McKay,
in a
right?
completely different level of funniness than Step Brothers. Regardless,
I don't see it too far removed from Step Brothers.
I don't either.
In the spectrum of types of comedy, like in the way
they're
like,
all are.
I
like
like
it's like a buddy comedy.
I like the content better. I guess.
Okay.
I think the what is being funny, like what the jokes are about, are funnier than rubbing your dick on a drum set.
I think a good through line story really helps a comedy. Like the better the through line story is, like the better the comedy will be. Like
the first time I watched it, I had no idea what it was about. I thought I wasn't gonna like it because I was kind of over Will Ferrell at that point, and because of Step Brothers, and probably, and then when I watched it, because I had no idea what it was, I thought Sam Jackson and The Rock were in it, and so I was like, so I had that whole like I had all that range of emotion of like, oh fuck, I didn't know they were in this movie. This is gonna be great, and then they immediately
aim for the bushes,
and then in my head I'm like, what the fuck? What just happened? And then who's narrating the whole thing? Ice Cube. He
yeah.
Ice-T.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Ice-T.
He's like, there wasn't that shit was crazy. There wasn't even an awning or anything. Like all that is I just remember that being one of the funniest things to happen, and then from that point on, that movie just had me.
Yeah, I do love a good joke that just comes out of nowhere. Like I was not expecting that.
No way.
Yeah, I like you're a big fan of Talladega Nights too, and I think Talladega Nights is just as goofy as Step Brothers.
You're right. It is. I don't know what it is that I don't like about Step Brothers. I just think that is on the bottom of all.
You know what? Do you know what I think the best part of Step Brothers is, honest with me, is the parents. I think it's the parents are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I love the fact like Richard Jenkins is so is underrated, amazing comedic guy,
and fucking the stepbrother too. What's his name?
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, he's fucking amazing.
That whole thing with his fucking weird family and the singing in the car. Like,
yeah, they're singing "Sweet Child of Mine."
That
it's hilarious.
That is really funny. That part
that might be the best part.
That's probably the funniest part when he's getting mad at him. He's like, "This is what fucking $1,000 voice lessons cost." Like that shit's pretty fucking.
And
funny.
how
he goes, "I'll save it. I'll save it."
Yeah, his wife like falls in love with like Brendan character, like more or less, because he just fucking punches him at some point. So his wife just I don't know. That movie's great.
I think watching Anchorman over, I don't think is as funny as I used to think it was.
I've seen that movie so many times.
I was actually just about to ask, do you ever revisit comedies and like comedy like more the second time, like later on? And I guess vice versa. I guess you can like it less as well. Like for me, I was thinking about like Dan Cook. I didn't really like Dan Cook when I was younger. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, I like some of his jokes now a little bit more than I used to. But like,
I used to be a lot more of a hater than I am now. In general.
Yeah, like does comedy change, you know, like for personal taste, you know, like, and I guess it does. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think I was kind of a hater too. Like I remember not liking Old School because I thought it was just dumb. Like it's funny.
Right. Yeah.
Like just like
I still think is a great movie.
I think I had the same like a similar effect. I was kind of over Will Ferrell at that point for whatever reason, and then I just kind of was like over that style of movie at that point. But it's good in hindsight. But then I think I don't think I watched Step Brothers right away because of that same kind of idea. And I think I probably watched it a little later, like a few years after it came out. And I loved it. I still love it. That's when I watch over and over.
I think MacGruber is funnier than Step Brothers.
See, if you watch a movie like in a bad mood, like you might not like it, and then like it'll like forever you'll taint that like movie with like a bad mood you're in or something like that.
And true. Or if you like get raped while you're watching a good movie.
That'll definitely ruin a movie. Like
Yeah.
work could enhance it,
Yeah,
depending on
I
how
don't
bad
or
the
it
think-
could
movie
really
is.
enhance your sex life.
I don't think
Now
this
I
held
can't
up
get
as
off
much
unless I'm
on
watching
a
There Will Be Blood.
second watch. I don't think this
God.
one held up as much for me. Like this is either my
Okay.
second or third time watching MacGruber, and I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the first time.
Do you ever
This,
feel
the,
doing?
what's
watch this 'cause
what's
you wanted to
funny
watch it.
about this movie is quoting it afterwards. The movie's not
Yeah.
very funny. What's
Yeah.
funny is quoting it afterwards.
If you're
Fun-
quoting
fun
it
to
though, is
talk
that
about.
not funny?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I think it's there are. I
Like you're
think
repeating a joke.
we are. Yeah, but I don't think in all. I don't. It's just not. It's not
Sometimes you're repeating something that just makes you laugh because it's dumb too. Like or like
exactly. It's just so
Yeah.
dumb. Like what I'm saying is funny, but like the situation, it's just in the movie, it's dumb. But it's funny. There
We're-
are funny lines in the movie.
So where do you think you rank this movie, Anthony?
I ranked it at. I ranked it here somewhere.
It's on the list here somewhere.
I put it higher than you guys. I put it at 26. Right below.
What's that around? Like
Right below. It's so 24 is Citizen Kane. 25
Okay.
is A Taxi Driver.
okay.
26 is MacGruber.
Oh, yeah.
27 is Blue Velvet. So I put
Okay,
it
so
one-
shut your butt. It is better than Blue.
I put it one above Blue Velvet.
Oh wow. I'm definitely below Blue Velvet. I'm at 28. Did I say that already? I'm at 28 in my list. 28 out of 45.
28.
Toward the middle.
Is it hard gauging like where to put movies on your list for you guys? Like because
Sometimes.
it's like some movies it's like, well, this is a really good movie, but I could only watch it like once or twice, like you said. But like this is kind of a dumber movie, but it appeals to me enough that I'll watch it more frequently or whatever.
For
Yeah.
me, it's what I would rather. Would I rather watch this than that? And I just kind of go down the
Yeah.
list. Would I rather watch this than that on any given day? And it changes.
Little bit of
for me.
this.
Like we've all changed our lists a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like
I switch my shit up a lot.
We
Not
also
a lot,
kind
but
of have a line where it's movies that we just not that we don't care about, but like I think all of us have a top 10
right.
that are like our serious list. And
I
then
would put this
below
above
that
Back
is-
to the Future 3.
Okay.
oh, I could see your argument there. That's the
Not
in
one
my
or two.
in my opinion, that's the worst Back to the Future. It's definitely not better than the first two.
I think it's my favorite one. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but it's definitely my favorite one.
You like the kid?
The what?
That's the kid at the end.
The
Have you
kid?
seen it? He's like touching himself. He's like literally like pointing to his crotch, and then he's like smiling. It's so weird.
In Back to
In
the
the
Future
train.
3?
Yeah, in the train scene. Have you never seen that?
No.
I've seen that movie many times, but I don't know what you're talking. He's pointing at his dick.
Google Back to the Future 3 kid train, and you'll
It's an
just
extra
see
perv.
it's like this weird shot where like you're like, how did they miss that? Like, cause like if you would think if you saw it like in the big screens, you'd see it. Are you watching it
I'm
now?
watching it right now. Jules and Vern.
Yeah, it's Jules or Verne. It's one of those two.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
So
Are you
watch
watching
the
it too, Jake?
kids.
I'm not. I might look at it later.
I'm watching the kids.
Are you watching like a YouTube clip where they show you like?
Oh yeah, I saw it. He went
Yeah,
like
it's weird,
this,
right?
and then he
Yeah.
pointed at his dick.
Yeah, it's so weird.
But-
You're
Just some kid in
you're
the
like, that's
background,
the-
basically.
it's one of Doc's kids.
Oh, weird. I
It's-
remember.
Yeah.
Now. I remember.
it's-
I remember the
dick.
kid, but that's
Who cares?
strange.
It's just a weird, strange thing that happens in the movie, and you're like, well, wait, that was the best.
It
like,
looks like he's cueing the camera to come in.
yeah, but like,
As the
how
camera
bad
moves
were
in, and then
the
it
other?
looks like he scratches his dick.
Yeah, how bad were the other cuts though? They were like, yeah, let's go with that one. Like,
Zemeckis probably was just like one and done, baby. But the kid was
Probably.
scratching his dick the whole time. I didn't see it.
I don't know. Kids scratch themselves. It's a funny
31, I
thing
think.
though.
31.
It's just like I don't know. It's a hidden gem.
Did I?
What'd you say,
But
Schwartz?
yeah,
33. Sorry, 33.
Schwartz.
Yeah, right under Citizen Kane.
Where did you rank this? Number 1, I think you said.
I thought you said
31.
33, but whatever.
Yeah, you're.
I thought you said 33.
Right below Citizen Kane.
Well,
So Anthony, you said you're like 26. Is that what you said?
26.
Okay, that's funny that you're technically above both the Schwartz and I, and it seems like you liked the least at earlier on. But
Yeah, well, you know,
but our
looking
lists
at
are
these
weird.
other
Our
movies.
lists are
yeah.
weird.
All right. Hey, to everybody who's listening, I
How do you
apologize.
guys
Matt
usually wrap
Davidson was our
these up?
first guest, but it is what it is.
That's
Just
it, baby.
Pretty much like that.
That's it.
We decided we're done.
Thank you, Matt Davidson.
Hello. And thank you.
If you could think of another movie in the future that you think all three of us need to watch, let us know. Other than that Val Kilmer one you were talking about.
Oh yeah, just watch Top Secret on your own. I don't think you should do that for this podcast. Just enjoy that for your own pleasure.
Yeah, probably won't do that.
Either way, it's fine.
Cool. Any last words for MacGruber?
Go watch it.
Well, take some good advice and go watch MacGruber. Thanks, Matt Davidson, for being our very first guest host, and thank you for listening to another episode of Making Me Watch Movies. Next week's episode. This one's on Amazon Prime. Boyhood, 2014, directed by Richard Linklater. Sit down, grab some popcorn, watch Boyhood. Then next week on Wednesday, listen to us wherever you get movies, not movies, wherever you get podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Movies, all of them. We're there. Listen to us, comment on our Instagram, and shout out to the big cat.